Welcome back to the Cutaway scene where the conversation stays uncut, unfiltered, and in tune. Listen, this week we are talking about something people don't always realize they're doing. You ever be somewhere and the vibe is one way, and then somebody comes in and throws it completely off? Not on purpose, but it's noticeable. Like, everyone else could feel it except them. That's what we're getting into, because reading the room isn't something people talk about, but you definitely feel it when it's missing. Let's talk about it. All right, so earlier this week we had Astral. Someone is clearly not reading the room. And the options were, are you pulling them aside or are you letting them learn? Now, 100% was saying letting them learn, okay? Makes perfect sense, okay? Because in real time, it's really not an easy decision. We have some people that's saying like, nah, I'm gonna tell you something because it's not to embarrass you, but it's more to help you. Like a quick little heads up, like, hey, maybe this is not the right time. But then the other side, they're like, I'm not doing that, because at the end of the day, everyone has to learn for themselves, okay? And sometimes the moment teaches you better than a conversation ever could. Let's get into some hot takes. All right, so for Hot Take Wednesday, what's something that instantly throws off the vibe? Because you know it when you feel it. It don't even have to be big. It could be something small. The way somebody talks, the timing, the energy, the way they looking. Something just feels off. And once it is the way it is, it's kind of hard to bring that back. Now, somebody actually sent this in. When someone keeps talking and nobody is really responding, that throws everything off. Now, listen, that's real. Because at that point, it's not even about what you're saying anymore. It's the fact that you're not even picking up on what's happening around you. Let's get into some hypotheticals, because I feel like a lot of us has experienced one of these before, okay? All right, so you're in a group setting, okay? Everything's flowing, and then somebody starts doing the most, okay? I'm talking about talking over everybody, forcing jokes, trying hard to be seen, and you can literally feel the room shift, okay? People not engaging, energy just getting quieter, but they just keep going. Do you say something or you just let the moment play out? See, my hot take on that is that honestly, it depends on the situation for real. Because most of the time, if someone feels excluded from the conversation, I would make sure that they feel included. But if you're saying something out of pocket and you're not really reading the room, then okay, I'll lighten the mood. I'll try to change the subject. My empathetic side keeps trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. And it's mainly because I will want the same courtesy back, okay? But other than that, I'm walking away. I'm not going to sit in no weird energy just because someone can't read the room. Read the room. All right, scenario 2. You're mid-conversation. And you can tell they're not really present anymore. They're still responding, still saying something back, but it's not the same. Eye contact off, energy off. It's like, it feels like they checked out. You notice it? So instead of forcing the conversation or trying to pull them back in, you pause for a second. Do you keep it going or you let it end where it's at? Now, my hot take on that is that it's noted for me. because now I feel like this is the status quo, that we both no longer have to listen to each other. And I'm finna stop talking. Because if it's that important to you, then it's that important to me. See, someone told me recently that if you're talking to someone and they're not hearing you, then it's just not meant for them to know. Like, I'm learning everything happens for a reason, and some things are just simply meant to be. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but I feel like once you understand that concept, you feel more in the moment. See, for me, reading the room is one of those things that says a lot about you, okay? Without you saying anything at all, because it's not about being loud, it's about being aware, okay? Knowing when to speak, all right? Knowing when, chill, relax. Knowing when something isn't landing, because sometimes the loudest thing in the room isn't what's being said, it's the energy. And if you miss that, you miss everything, okay? Kind of count yourself out over there. But at the end of the day, every room has a tone, okay? And whether you notice it or not, you're either in sync with it or you're the reason it changed. Listen, that was this week's episode. Follow us on Instagram to stay part of the conversation, okay? Subscribe on YouTube, okay? So you do not miss the next episode, all right? That's a wrap, and this is the Cutaway. Bye!